right, here's a sentence I never thought that I would say on live television. Did someone drink their own pee on The Bachelor last night? Leslie from 106.3 The Groove. We need a recap explanation big time, but we're not going to get to that quite yet.
Oh, no, we're going to wait.
We're going to hold off on the urine talk for a second. Let's start with the fact that the girls moved.
They do. They moved to South Lake Tahoe.
Yeah.
Not to keep it confused with Lake Tahoe. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
I don't understand what the difference is because I've never been. But yes, they go to South Lake Tahoe, and Sian actually gets the first one-on-one. Now, he seems pretty intrigued from her. They haven't really spent a whole lot of time together, but he does seem interested in her, and they get to go parasailing. It looked beautiful. I mean, It looks Lake Tahoe. I want to go visit because it looks stunning. And so one of the things was they were on the beach talking and stuff, and they showed this is so bad of me. They showed a back shot of them, and I really was like, oh, am I going to see butt crack from Arie? But no, you only got to see his...
You and everyone else, Leslie.
I know.
I was like, did they tell him to hike up his underwear that high? Are you looking for like a name on the underwear?
Yeah, I couldn't find it. I couldn't figure out what it was. But I should have paused it and looked really close.
We're like, side note. And then, of course, they go to the dinner.
They go to the dinner, and they really get some good conversation about falling in love. And she said she has not had good examples of people in love, and she doesn't know if she has seen it for herself because examples don't include someone like her. But Arie was great with her and really wants to know her more, and they connected, and she got the rose.
Yeah, which minus the date from last week, this was much better than the 101.
Absolutely.
Where, what's her face went home. I can't remember her name. She's already home. I don't need to know. But while they're on the date, one of the other girls leaves, but for a very interesting reason.
Yes, Mikkel gets a phone call from her mother, finds out that her grandfather had passed away, was not expected at all. And so she, without question, left the show to go be with her family. They leave it open that she could come back, but I mean, unless she comes back within a week of when that happened, she's going to be way behind. I don't think
they didn't have kind of like a strong enough base.
No.
Yeah.
And so I would be shocked if she comes back.
Yeah. Well, of course, everybody, their hearts went out to Mikkel to go be with her family. But we do move on to a group date, which is leading up to what I just said.
Yes, a group date. They go hiking, and they meet up with a retired Green Beret who is going to teach them survivor skills. He gives, and including recycled water, which is basic your own urine.
Yeah.
So they gave them containers, the women, to go and
they did.
They did.
They
and
peed.
Then Arie was going to be the one to show off. So he drinks what you think is, and then he spits it out. And everyone's like, oh my God. And then Jacqueline decides I'm going to do it. And he stops her right before she drinks it and goes, no, I was drinking apple juice.
But she almost did.
She almost did. And then we have Jenna, who said she would drink her own urine for Arie, which I was like, all right.
That's a sentence that happened on The Bachelor. Now, I think the one girl that stood out when we get to the next part is Kendall.
Kendall, yes, she loved being out in the outdoors. Yeah. They decided to eat some bugs.
Yes.
And Kendall ate the worms, she ate the maggots with Arie, and then decides to grab him off to the side and make a little makeout session there that Crystal saw.
I was going to say, added bonus, Crystal saw you.
Yes, and Crystal is getting unhinged more and more as we go on, especially she thought some of the girls were making fun of her in the hot tub, and it hurt her feelings.
Oh, we have to say, they hiked to a hot tub.
Yes,
this only happens in Bachelor Nation.
Yeah, of course, to a hot tub, and she is upset about this, and she talks to Arie about it and how her feelings are hurt, and other girls make fun of her. And so then she brings over Tia and Caroline, who were joking around.
I thought it was just joking.
It was joking around, and she basically told them that she doesn't feel appreciated, that they made fun of her, and that she told Arie this, and Tia was over it. She walks away from it going, really? It was a joke. Just have some, lighten up. And so she went smartly to Arie and said, look, I don't want to talk about any other drama. Let's talk about us.
Yeah.
And so she finally opened up, which really was in her benefit because he gave her the date rose, the group date rose.
Tia got the rose.
Yes.
Oh, Crystal was hating all of that.
Oh my gosh, it gets worse and worse.
I know. So that group date, we had a little bit of drama, and then we get to the last one-on-one.
Yes, with Becca. Now, we all knew she was young. He's 36. We knew she was probably in her early 20s. They obviously have some steamy chemistry. Yeah. And their conversations seem to go they have deep conversations. He has worried already that she's not there yet with wanting to take the next step. So they talk about it, and she's like, you don't know how old I am, do you?
Wait, before you get to that part, did you notice that they ran a soundbite of Arie saying over and over again how mature she is?
Yes.
Before they got to her announcing
Yes.
how old, he kept saying, she's so mature, she's more mature than any other woman that I've ever dated. And I'm like, well, this is going to be awkward about 3, 2.
It was, because his face, you could read it, like, it was awesome. When she told him she was 22, the look on his face, and she even said you could see the wheels spinning immediately. He looked like he was going to burst out into tears.
Yeah. Well, he's 36, so let's
Yes.
remind everybody of that.
And he said, I feel like I'm very boring now compared to where I was in my late 20s, is what he said. That was key. And so he's very worried about those two. And if she's ready to take that next step, and if she would break his heart in the end.
Honest, did you think he was going to give her the rose?
Yes, and only because I had seen her in a preview in the rose ceremony. I'm like, well, of course he gives it to her.
You cheated. You cheated.
I did.
But yeah, so he does give the rose.
He does, but he said he's going to guard his heart. I think she'll go far, but I don't think she goes to the absolute end.
Oh, man, I got to change my fantasy stuff. We get to the rose ceremony, but we miss a step of the rose ceremony.
Yeah, he cuts out the cocktail party because he knows what he wants to do. And right before he's about to give the first rose out, who interrupts?
Crystal.
Yeah, can I talk to you for a minute? I knew that he would keep her when he didn't send her home when they were sitting down talking, even though she really got the girls riled up, because it was just disrespectful to him and to them that she got the only opportunity to talk to him and how she's there for him. And of course, she got the rose. Caroline, though, went home, and so did Brittany. I was a fan of Brittany's. She went home as well.
And Crystal she was the one to get the last rose.
Yes.
Yeah, so it was kind of like that cliffhanger. I don't think she's going to last long either.
No, next week they make it seem like that's it, but they're so good at editing that I don't believe it yet.
So you think they're teasing us that she's going home, but she may not?
Yes.
Okay.
I think it'll be 2 weeks, yeah.
I feel like we're at a good point for me to ask if you have a front runner.
I do. Mine is Becca. The first date girl is my front runner.
Oh, Becca is still...
Yes. There hasn't been much with her on here, but I think that'll change as the girls get smaller, like the numbers
Then you
get
think
smaller.
she's gonna... I read a couple of things online today. Some people were saying that Cien, that the first one-on-one, that she's moved up in everybody's mind, and some people said that she's too good for Arie. I was like, oh, what you got against Arie? Ouch. So I think everyone is, I noticed as soon as he said why he was on the date with Cien, I racked up some points on my fantasy league points. I was like, cha-ching.
I know. I'm doing pretty good this week on that.
I'm doing all right. Let's get everybody to watch, of course, read your blog and then watch us next week. Leslie, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Don't miss the next episode of The Bachelor on KGN 9 next Monday. Then tune in on The Blend on Tuesday for the recap and sign up for the Bachelor Fantasy League to compete with us and other Bachelor fans. Visit 1063thegroove.com for info and to sign up.